Hey everybody, it's Bust, continuing our playthrough of the Lab of Legends. Today we are on hard mode Riven. Let's see what shows up. Let's get started here. And so, as usual, the way I always talk about this is I understand that you can quit and restart until you get a passive power that you want. We will not do that. We'll just re-roll at the beginning if it's not something we want. I don't feel like that's really in the spirit of the event. And we will do something to try and draft around Riven, make usage of these reforges or whatever we can do to make Riven-like things happen throughout this trial. I'm not a huge fan of, just picking up a Zed and slapping a Phage on him and calling it a day. I think we should actually be out here trying to play towards the themes that we want to play towards. So, if that's not the way you want to do it, more power to you, but that's the way that we'll be doing it here today. And so with this, I am a fan of sorcery. These abilities, I typically look at ways that we get to break the rules of the game, or cheat, if you will. And so if we get to draw extra cards, or get additional mana, the one that gives rallies every turn, all those ways where you can break the game rules tend to be pretty strong. So I tend to have a lot of trouble ever taking advantage of Empty Mind down here on the end. It's pretty tough to actually play out all of the cards in your hand to take advantage of this. We could technically use Wild Inspiration here, playing with the Riven and the Reforges, making all the Reforge elements cost 0. Not that bad, but I think it's easier to, if we want to play 2 Reforges and then, we'd still have a spell mana left over with Sorcery. So there's times when it doesn't, where the Wild Inspiration's a little bit better, but I think the majority of the time, Sorcery is going to be better. Okay, let's get to it. Good old Riven. We can't load you up with the old items and get these big Riven sword attacks in here. So, not a too crazy of a start against the old spiders. I like to just, put anything on the board that has more than 1 health and and be off to the races. And so we will just throw this Blade Squire down and trade it with his Spiderling. Kind of is what it is. We could technically hit this with the Calling Strike, but we probably want to save the Calling Strike for a Arachnid Horror. Okay. Good. The old Legion Drummer down, shut down some of this combat. We could actually just go ahead and Calling Strike here. Can't Vile Feast us just yet, so... Alright, let's get this board fully cleared. Have a decent open. Is it ever worth opening? Probably not. Let's just go ahead and get the Rune Weaver down. Maybe we'll hit a quick attack with it. Good. We are the best, and then we can get something like this. We'll protect our big units. See if he won't just take the trade onto our little Reforge. Oh, he's got all the tricks.
That egg, did it move?
Right, then can we kill him with a Shield Breaker next turn? We can... we're just going to have the 3 mana. We're going to be too far off from that. If we put Riven Sword in our hand, we're just going to be too far off as well. So, okay. Moving forward. And I don't think we ever lose this game. I just don't like taking a whole bunch of damages here early. So, get our blocks in. I prefer to block the spiders, so if they play a Brood Awakening, then... take a little bit less damage. Looks like it's going to be 2 turns from now. Oop.
We are forged in war.
Get out of here, LOR Guardian. What are you doing? What are you doing? I guess I pushed a button. I don't know how these things are showing up here. I tried to get rid of it. I think I pushed a button on the keyboard and now it's showing up. That's okay though. That's our biggest problem of the day. Then is a pretty good day. Looking good. These Arachnid Horrors are awkward. Gives him a way to block our Shield Breakers. Something like this. We just picked up a Whirling Death. Ally. Battling Ally. There we go. Okay. This should just be an open kill. We can burst out some of these weapons if we want. Give us one of these. Give you one of these. Give you an Overwhelm. We're just not going to play the Riven sword. Get him. Got him good. So let's see what we get to pair off with this Riven. What you got for us, game? So, there's Sivir, not that exciting. Sivir can be okay with the reforges if we get her flipped, and so we're say putting a Riven sword on Sivir and then having her spread out the overwhelm to the rest of our units. That's okay. I do like the ways to give Sivir overwhelm, but the remainder of these cards aren't that strong. The ricochet is kind of awkward in this game as to where against the Freylord decks it's pretty bad, especially against the Scargrounds deck. But then against once you run up against the P and Z decks, it goes back to being decent since they have so many 1 health units running around. But all in all, this is a pretty weak set of cards. I'm mainly interested in taking this Taric here. This is what we would call it's like augmented experiments, and the that's the Victor one in Expedition. Whatever. There's a Taric Riven pool in Expedition to where you're trying to put the little reforges onto Taric as the means to get him going. And I think this is actually going to be pretty decent here. I think it's going to be better than Lux. We're not going to have a lot of spells to really get her ability leveling up, and so let's take this Taric. We even have double combos, right? I wanted to see if we had any of the Nexus support units with Legion Drummer or Kato the Arm. We have the Legion Drummer, so yeah, this seems perfect. I think this will be good. We said it's got to be perfect. It means we'll probably just die to Thresh. Let's see how this plays out. So here, I just want to find our 3 attack units, whether or not it's Riven or Runeforger, Legion Drummer. Don't really care as long as it can block a Mist Wraith. I want it. Nope, it's taken it. At least we're just taking 2 before the Rivens start to come down. Fairly awkward.
I was born in battle and raised by war. The cost of war.
Right, we are ready for battle. Death is about to be whirling. Dang, I was hoping we get to Calling Strike the Mist Wraith.
No looking back.
Get these out of here. Good, that's successful. if he had a combat trick here, or a 1 mana ping like a Vile Feast or Unspeakable Horror, we'd just be dead. But no, we're looking okay-ish now. A quick attack, so she'll have a safe attack this round. The Shield Bearer is just going to be more damage than the Sojourner, so let's get it down. Okay. Let's spend this mana. We got all the mana in the world over here with our sorcery. We'll threaten 2 units that take down his Prodigy. Hey. Might find ourselves with a open kill next turn. They tend to be pretty aggressive with the Mist Wraiths. With Taric. And spread out Overwhelm. Pretty decent. You can also just play Riven Sword onto Taric and have it go that way.
It must be done.
So too greedy. Let's be real. We're just gonna slam these 2 units in and hope for the best. So maybe we should have kept Taric because he doesn't die to Withering Wail. But we have Bastion as well. This is fine. We can just stack up the Shield Breaker and Bastion if we need to. These and these. Do we want to level up Riven though? We probably should. Protects her from a 1 mana card as well. Now that we've got the sword, we can attack.
The cost of war.
My man. We knew that was coming. Not today. Not today. There you have it. We talk a lot of trash about that Trifarian. He's not very good in Expedition, but he's carrying his weight today between the spiders and the Mistwraith deck. He's been pretty good. So here, oh man, a 1-cost Riven. Don't mind if I do. That seems quite powerful. Summon, create a fleeting copy of me in hand. Not quite what we're looking for. So 1 mana Rivens though, that is something that I can easily say that we're looking for. Then as far as this pack goes, I mean, there's a LeBlanc here, so we can just take her. I typically don't like to reroll this pack because it doesn't have any items attached to it. And so these cards have to be pretty bad before I ever want to spend a reroll here. But picking up an early game LeBlanc, very strong. Much success about to come at the hands of our LeBlanc, and so feels good. Additional champion. Where's our Rivens at? And here, I'm actually going to hang on to the Calling Strike. The way I really like to approach these games is to just kill all of their units. And so the idea being is if he has a unit on the board, he's going to get an additional mana out of the Vaults of Helya. And so if we can kill the unit, then he doesn't get the additional mana. It's played out for us great.
Does death follow me, or peace? Silence. Death comes.
Feeling good. Got a big draw here. 1 mana Riven. Huh. It is more damage. Okay. I convinced myself.
Hands to wield a weapon. The heart and mind to aim
The Bladed Caretaker. Alright, well, we're going to kill it. I don't want him getting the 4 mana unit off of this, but it's quite the draw from opponent here. This one should just be over in short order. We have the LeBlanc plus a Bastion. Can't remember if Thresh plays the 1 mana pings.
I'm cold, I'm hungry, and there's rocks.
Guess we'll find out.
I'm sorry,
Vile Feast would
who
have
are
been kind of a problem. Looking good now.
Just wanted to play.
All right, the game is on your shoulders,
No turning back
Chronicler of
now.
Ruin. Let's see what you can do here. Got the damage nice and spread out. We got our Riven flipped. We got our biggest unit with Overwhelm. Pretty good.
It's my time.
Got the old Bastion backup if we need it. Nope, let's take him to like neg 12.
The black
Nice.
rose blooms once
Opponent even gets to watch this animation. Good.
You know what I must do.
What do we have here? Our created cards cost 1 less. Not that exciting now that we have sorcery. We've been coming pretty close to emptying out our hand. Empty Mind might be useful, but I'm not huge about it. But then I do really like the best defense. I think it's not like the strongest of passive powers, but it's definitely like a tier like 2.8. You know, it's not quite top tier, but it's definitely better than these other two. Just having these games to where, you know, Blade Squire becomes a 2/2, Drummer becomes a 3/3, Runeweaver doesn't get killed by everything, and then like LeBlanc becomes a 5/5. Just extremely powerful here. There's a ton of stats. Okay, and then the reinforcements don't have cards that we're really looking for. Kind of leaning towards Star Shaping, but we do with Chrono Shift. It's like our units already have enough stats to where this isn't a big deal. Like, this is a humongous investment. Don't think we want it. As much as I don't like Sharpened Resolve, I think that since we have like the 3 spell mana passive power, that it's going to be pretty good. Okay, so yeah, not a super exciting start. I'm tempted to just mulligan everything and look for Rivens, which I think is pretty reasonable. I mean, Tarek is kind of an okay keep, but he's pretty slow. Now let's see if we can't find like Rivens or at least some of our other Reforged units, just earlier gameplays. Much better, much better.
Join the hunters, they said.
Join the hunt, we're getting them. Already getting that health boost. Oh, no worries of Omen Hawks today. Okay.
I'm cold, I'm hungry, and there's rocks in your boots.
Let's just get this out of here. I think we should probably Calling Strike as our means to do it. Technically, like Elixir of Iron wouldn't stop this from happening, but it just helps us helps us trade. So we're just trading Sharpened Resolve for the unit, but at least this way we get to keep the snow here.
The best lies.
Big ol' attack incoming. Sure.
I'll show the hunters.
Now we'll take the Weirding Stones down if he decides to block with this. I don't want him ramping. Get that reputation hit. Get our LeBlanc a little bit closer. Looks good. Alright, I will let the Omen Hawk take down the snow here. I'm not interested in playing the Bastion like that.
Hot on the trail. Is that all you
Block
got?
is free. He's tapped out, so he can't do anything. Okay, and now we can get these big chains going with the Legion Drummer and the Sojourners. Won't be able to play Bastion, but I think, you know, all we're really missing out on would be like a Brittle Steel. Which way does this go? Support. Grant my supported ally +2/+2. Yep, if it has support, grant his supported ally +2/+2 and continue on. So we want it to look something like this.
Finally, some action.
Don't really need to protect LeBlanc though. I guess it would get us around a Brittle Steel, but
Hold tight.
I like this less. I guess we could Bastion the Blade Squire. Oh, we don't have the Bastion mana. Okay. Alright, that just felt a little sloppy. We're looking pretty good here. LeBlanc and Legion Drummer have turned themselves into fantastic blockers now. Ooh, Whirling Death, that's just gonna end it here.
Wasted effort.
Okay. Pick up a mirror image while we're at it. Not gonna need it. We're just gonna. Do we open? Seems like it might be a little greedy. Ugh. Copy an ally. Oh, it has to have exactly 5 power. Okay. That'll cast too many mirror images. No, that's weird. Copy an ally with 5+ power. That's what makes sense. But I don't know why we couldn't target the Blade Squire.
Show them the might of Nexus.
Alright, let's make this magic happen. We're getting them there eventually.
Took the bait.
Get the big boy down. This open next turn will just kill him. All the stalking wolves. Okay.
I'm through waiting.
I don't appreciate him trying to kill our LeBlanc. There's nothing we can do about it, I guess.
They walked around.
At least he hooked her like way down on the right. Gave us a chance to pick up more mirror images. Not like it matters, but weird. Weird that he did that.
Victory!
Not enough today. Alright, off we go. So, any of these upgrades? I kind of like the coral creatures, but it's unfortunately not a 5 attack one. I think we just want the Scorched Earth here. It's not particularly good against the P&Z rounds, but it is good against these Freylord rounds. And then even if we're just cycling it away, it's not a bad deal. And then I am cool to just continue to pick up Legion drummers. Adding additional copies of this feels pretty good. Fury's not the best stat for her, but he's still strong nonetheless. Always happy to have additional Legion drummers in our deck. Okay, that is not a start, though. We gotta get rid of all of this. Where's our cheapos at? We've got a bunch of cheapos in here. Alright, there's the Riven. That at least makes up for some of this.
I was born in battle and raised by war. Violence to end violence.
Okay. Not quite worthy of a calling strike, so we'll give this some time.
Listen to the sounds of the wilds.
Really feel like Feral Mystic is either. Pick up a quick attack. There it is.
Ancient magic, new prey.
The cost of war.
I'm ready. Maybe.
Or
Predator or prey?
Worthy of the winter's claw.
so, oh man, a quick attack. I'm not familiar with that interaction. The quick attack gave it stats and it came back and hit us. Not cool, my man. But let's just, I think I'm just going to go ahead and Bastion Riven. Like, yeah, I get that we have Tarek in hand, but I just want to be efficient with our mana here. We're going to get this, like, big chain of, like, Tarek into Sojourners into just, I guess it looks like Overwhelm. But I just don't think hanging on to Bastion really plays into any of our
It can only be
our
found
strengths.
within.
I'll prove myself to the War Mother.
Alright, we'll let one go. May have been a mistake, but it tends to seem like this is the more challenging matchup than the Sejuani matchup, and so we'd be a little bit greedier here. And then if we want, I mean, we don't even really have to play a card onto Tarek. We can just give him the bonus from the Sojourners and then try to Whirling Death down one of these units. I think I like this a little more.
What conflict awaits?
Let's get those stats out here.
Everyone okay? Don't let my size fool you.
Okay, so neither of these are going to kill our units, so let's just take down the big one here. With the where you at? Where'd you go, Whirling Death? Could technically flash freeze this, but it's kind of hard to pull off. I don't know if I've ever seen flash freeze come out of this deck.
First scar.
Pledge to Sejuani's service.
And strong now.
Smell that, Varg? Fear.
Vanguard. Voices howl from the mountains.
Wonder if there's a time where he just doesn't attack here. I definitely want to get this calling strike off, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it before combat, just in case opponent's going to be clever and pass it back to us.
Brothers.
The Scar Maidens will know
Not
my
going to be
name.
clever. I appreciate that.
Your training has failed.
Fade and be gone.
I think the Trifarian is just enough.
You will not break me.
It's just you were valiant in your efforts, Riven, but we're going to go ahead and pass on your services for the rest of the trial. Not the rest of the trial, just the rest of the game.
Just a
Do
little
one of
farther.
these. Want to copy weapon hilt, so let's do this one first. Weapon hilt second. To neg 7.
Hold tight.
Never submit.
Got him. Look at this. You gotta watch all these animations. We know we won because the LOR Guardian tab came up there on the top right, but nice. Look at all this. Look at that. Much stats. Much stats.
Victory is a thing of beauty.
Okay, so let's get ready for Sejuani. Haven't even used any rerolls. We might have to do that at some point here. So as far as these go, I'm okay with actually picking up the Sigil of Malice, considering if we could play this for free. That's a pretty good deal, so I'll pick that up. We'll get a reroll at some point. And with these, I kind of, I mean, I don't know if like when we do this, if how I feel about it as the means of have we abused the system too much? You know, having the pickaxe on the Legion Drummer and then the passive power that gets its attack equal to its health equal to its attack. I don't know. I don't feel like that's like quite in the realm of making like a super strong Zed, but it's what we did in the previous video as well. we had the health becomes attack with who was it, like the Legion Marauder and a Phage, so we were just getting like this 5/5 on the first turn, or 1 mana 5/5, and so kind of feels like the same thing we're doing with Legion Drummer here.
It's my time.
It'll be fine, I guess.
This land is ours.
Play the Rune Weaver, since this can offer up a trade. You can also, come in and protect our Legion Drummer with the Bastion if we need to.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Nexus.
Destruction feeds my fire.
I'll show the hunters.
How do we feel about that? I'd like to spend some mana. Let's just go ahead and pop this thing so that it kills itself at the beginning of the turn. We should hopefully be able to recover all this health just for our next attack. I mean, he can play more of these things, but
Feast tonight, Bar.
pretty safe. All right, my man.
Bastards!
You ever just want to like boost some more stats here? We can. Weapon hilt. This will technically like take the health up to like 7, which is more than 4 or 5. Should probably slam in for some damage here. Let's see if we hit a +2 attack. I'll spend it as well. All right, I'm doing it all. Okay, okay, it's been done. All of my abilities have been used. It's gonna be one short. We can't Sigil of Malice him out of the game. Okay. Doing stuff that matters. It doesn't seem. Okay, that's a lot of Fury of the North.
Your fury!
Born for conquest.
Okay. You did it. You played some cards. I don't feel quite comfortable opening though. Let's play LeBlanc. See, that's greater. Okay, good. He's tapped out now, so we just win.
Show them the might of Nexus.
Finally, some
something like
action.
this, I guess. Doesn't really matter.
Never submit.
He's only got 2 blockers and no mana, so that's going to be all it takes.
Leave no survivors.
Okay. Got him. Alrighty, let's move on to the Piltover rounds. It feels like cheating with that Legion Drummer. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't feel like we've crafted like a crazy deck, but I mean we did cool stuff with that ability though, right? We just stacked up our attack and did some neato things. So I don't hate it. So with these, I mean we could reroll. Fast Deal is a good one though. Draw 1, give it fleeting, and then shuffle its cards in later, so you get to kind of draw 2 cards a turn. Our deck is pretty cheap, so that kind of ability does have its uses. I'm just going to reroll, so maybe we'll pick up one of these epic ones. We did not, so we'll stick to Fast Deal and maybe pick up one later. Okay, and then do we want to make the 7/8 Riven, but send her back to 3 mana? I mean, I don't like that. I'm going to reroll this. No, I don't want to make her ephemeral. Or we can give LeBlanc quick attack. LeBlanc definitely needs Phantom Dancer. Alright, last one. We're trying to make Riven ephemeral. Jesus. Fetch isn't happening. So, I guess. I wanted to stack Riven, but I think LeBlanc was tough is what we're just going to take here. Giving giving Tarek Overwhelm just doesn't do anything. And we're about to run into a bunch of Mystic Shots and a bunch of really aggressively costed units, so tough on LeBlanc should be pretty useful throughout the remainder of the run. I tried. I mean, what more do you want me to do? I tried to reroll into more effective Riven items, and the game just said no. So blame it on Riot. It's not my fault.
To serve the greater good.
I got the kids.
The cost of war.
Don't mind me.
Oh.
Just borrow it.
I wonder if we should have weapon hilted this Riven, just so that she has more health. Now she's not like super useful this turn. We did get to protect her with Sharpened Resolve. That's kind of huge. That was a pretty lucky draw here. Maybe we'll consider this for next turn. Oh, okay, it's playing Jerry Rig. Okay. You had me worried there. We can just pop this X-Core Foundry with a Scorched Earth.
Out the goods on this one.
That's not the worst idea. It's gonna fleet away, but never considered that before. Through our large unit. Okay.
We march as one, an
This feels
unstoppable force.
LeBlanc turns into 5/5 as well, so it's not crazy, but so I am gonna do this weapon hilt to take the drummer up to 7 health, so she doesn't get killed by opponent's drummer,
Show them the might
and then
of
I want to keep the
Nexus.
backup weapon hilt in case he blocks Riven with Legion drummer or something. Okay. I think we just need to get some of these cards out of our hand, so
Fly to them on broken
get an
wings.
Overwhelm, get a quick attack. Come on. This is feeling kind of like a Tarek and a Whirling Death turn, or a Tarek and a Calling Strike. Next turn we can Riven Sword our Tarek.
I broke from my past, but I still can't find peace.
I'd like to have
There is
a
nothing so broken it cannot be mended.
we just give up Riven.
No looking back.
It's like on the turn we want a Riven Sword, we just give up Riven. We just gotta protect our health here though, so if we gotta lose a unit, I mean, we can't just block Legion Drummer, I guess. There, Riven's about to get the sword. Right, fine. Fine. Oh, how sick would that have been if we'd Fury'd out of that? I forgot that the drummer had Fury. I just kind of got in my head that she's a 5/5. Okay, so we gotta play some amount of cards here. We want to play Fragment here. And I think this gives her 2. We get the Riven sword.
Look back.
We can play sword onto Tarek, and then Tarek will it double her? Is that right? I don't know. Things may have been done right. Things may have been done wrong. Who could ever know? I don't approve of any of this shit. Ugh. Oh, our Bastion was fleeting? Ugh. Damn. Hi, dude.
Finally.
Don't have fun. I see how it is. We're just gonna add a ton of stats to the board if you're gonna be a little turd like that.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Nexus.
Cards. This is gonna be one of these things where he just decks himself.
Places to go, people to be.
Remember why we fight.
Okay. Aren't you free? That's stupid. Man, I thought it was gonna just reputation. I cost 1, and then I was counting on the thing to make it cost 0. So much for that, I guess. Oh, that was LeBlanc herself. It wasn't the physical card Sigil of Malice. Okay, I take it back. I shouldn't have talked so much trash.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Sojourners is fine. This can shut down his clump lumps without dying in combat. Light Squire. Okay.
Oh, that was mud. Oh, that's a harvest right there.
This is probably about the turn. I wish we could have gotten a Scorched Earth earlier, but we were investing too much in protecting our health. I never suspect we'll lose this game, but this is definitely one of these things where you can find yourself falling to like 14 and you're really struggling in the future matchups. But it looks good. We're looking strong here.
Pay debt.
Are you certain?
Quite understand that one.
The black rose blooms once more.
Alright, maybe. No. So, it just sucks to see that support go away when we've got the Sojourners on the board. Dang, there we go.
March as one, an unstoppable force.
We have Overwhelm. We're gonna have to just try and get some of these blockers off the board. Have any more units, right? We can play you.
I'm cold.
We have a full board now. This was just like 2 spells. And maybe we don't play him now that he's we're gonna lose one of them though. This is fine. So grant my supported ally 2/2. If it has support, give it to the next one.
To victory.
That'll get the chain going. You to have one.
Finally, some action.
Something like this.
Hold tight.
Maybe you need a closer look.
Can't get through this way.
There's the map.
You're gonna need a map.
Okay, so we've got the 2 left over, so let's do this. Let's weapon hilt onto this one. That's the only leftover unit he has that really matters. Kill off the chump lump with the 2 sigils, and it's unfortunate we're about to probably eat some more puff cap damage, but looking good otherwise, I think. Got 2. Alright, we're gonna fall. Why are we drawing 2 cards? Oh, because we have that we have that passive power. I was just thinking of the one thing, the
Serve the greater good.
landmark that he typically has. God, we're falling so low. Nothing we can do about it. Look at that. Exactly the number I said we have to worry about falling to 12.
Fly to them on broken wings.
Alright, so let's give our drummers Overwhelm. I don't think too much of this is ever going to matter. Then we're just going to come in here with a big open.
Just a little farther. Brace yourself.
This should be good to get into like -20, but for -14, it's pretty close. Alright, so we will need to kind of like see if we can't find any health potions. I was thinking of when before we took the passive that boosts the health, I was like, I could see taking Wish. Wish has its uses, especially like this when we're winning pretty handily, but our opponents have just a little bit of incidental direct damage we can't do anything about. So here we don't have any more rerolls. We are just going to take the Sigil of Malices. These should be pretty good against the turrets deck that we're about to face. Just so many units that have 1 health. Take a lot down there. It's okay-ish against Victor. The 1-cost cards can get out of hand pretty quickly, and so having that having those sigils should be pretty useful. Okay. No 1, but we got a Legion Drummer. Might as well spend this before it goes away. You quickly run out of targets for a Calling Strike, and so it's not spectacular taking that unit down, but
That's all right.
good to go ahead and try and get it out of here. Be efficient with our manas while we're at it. Another thing we got to remember, since we're drawing 2 cards a turn,
Charged up and ready to go.
I keep step with the heartbeat of Nexus.
have to keep our drummer around.
Empire.
Like here, where's our Calling Strike? Who's our Calling Strike? Fine. Called a 10. Oh, we played Calling Strike last turn. That's where it went. Alright. Get LeBlanc down now. I guess 2 cards seems better than 1.
Both broken.
Dude, no. At least I'm glad to see those Mystic Shots go towards the drummer and not to face.
Violence to end violence. What conflict awaits?
Nothing but a footnote.
Strong. So none of these turrets are scary until he gets to 6, and then we have to start worrying about them again.
How can I help?
But
These hands know metal and magic.
We march as one, an unstoppable force.
it's passing. So, I mean, we can sword this turn. Just do everything this turn, I guess. Let's play LeBlanc.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
Worth canceling. What's the deal? 6 damage? Probably. Let's give you Overwhelm. The health totals don't really matter here anymore. Something like this. There's probably a preferred way to attack with LeBlanc here and maximize our bonuses. That looks pretty close to maximizing our bonuses though, with 11 into a 5 and then a 3 into a 4 or something, however that math turned out. The 16 and then a little bit more. Okay, hopefully we can close on next attack. We can overwhelm both Legion Drummer and Legion Drummer. Hopefully get through. We do this, it leaves us with 6 mana. It's like I assume that we're just going to Whirling Death. I was hoping that we could both Bastion and Whirling Death. Doesn't seem like it's quite in the cards. It doesn't have attacks anyways. think we're gonna close this out here.
Where once there was a sword, only shards remain.
Broken gems show new facets.
I sense their power.
Attack. To attack somewhere else. Sure.
Make these pieces whole.
Not sure if we could have done this onto our bigger dudes, but yeah, you know, whatever. I think this is about as close as it's gonna get.
Reforged, redeemed.
Unyielding. There is no
All the flips, all the animations. Get ready to watch it. Take a break. This looks pretty good for us. Takes him to 9, so there's no reason to weapon hilt any of this. His whole team dies. This is pretty decent, right? His whole team dies, our whole team survives. He's gonna be picking up the barrier turret, so I think we're good. Oh, he didn't even get T-Hex. Oops.
Stand resolute.
Okay, let's just go ahead and kill some stuff. Get rid of you. Bug. This doesn't matter. No way, shape, or form matters. He's tapped out. We're just gonna send everything face. Guess we can try for some style points and put a weapon hilt on Tarek right at the start, but
Shatter them.
get him.
Never submit.
All the animations. Look out. Go. But that does it. Okay, so I do wish we were a little above 9 health against Victor. It doesn't leave much wiggle room for accidentally getting blasted by a big overwhelmed Victor or a big, aggressive start that they can pull off, but hopefully we got it. Our deck is strong enough to try and do it. Let's see, just another Riven with a pickaxe. That's fantastic. Confirm that one right up. Get more copies of Riven in our deck is always good. Get a really strong chance if we get her on the first turn. Okay, and we did get her. I like to keep the Sigil of Malice, and I think we can get rid of the other two. This is a way to, pick off a problem unit. Alright, we got our big all-star draw here.
Both broken.
Broke my hand, so I got a new one. Go on, shake my
Nice.
hand.
That's a good start. Forgot we can't pick off the gearheads. I was just thinking that they had plus attack and not the bonus health as well. It's like we lost our unit along the way, our Legion drummer. Did we ever just go all in with Riven Sword here? And like, oh, that feels so greedy.
Now there is no prey to stop.
I'd like to kind of convince this guy to just start blocking. Not quite sure how we go about that, but I mean this should be pretty close.
What conflict awaits?
Oh no, we should get health. That's like, lose our Riven like this?
Grovel and away.
Okay, this is good. This is fantastic. He's not taking advantage of us having a super low health total. So we can probably pull this one off.
The time of machines is now.
Let's just start passing. I wanted to see if he would get overly aggressive with this Victor and us be able to take him down with a Whirling Death. He didn't do it, but our hand is pretty strong here. Legion Drummer's a go.
Keep step with the heartbeat of Nexus.
Can't play any cards that he gets out of that this turn. What are the chances that he actually comes in for a block with Victor?
Remember why we fight.
Let's just keep the mana just in case. I feel like he might block something, and then we can Weapon Hilt, and then we can Whirling Death. We lose our Whirling Death again? Dang it. Oh, this is hard. It's hard to remember all this stuff. Okay, something like that. We should have played some more of these cards. I'm just gonna get some of this stuff out of our hand. I don't think they're gonna matter. It's like every time we get like the fleeting card, it takes me like just a turn too long to realize we don't have it in our hand anymore. Is this looking good? I will be playing this fleeting Tarek this turn. Now I think we're all set to close this one out.
Can't find peace.
There is nothing so broken it cannot be mended.
Okay.
It is writ.
So I'm not sure which of these we need to play. There we go, the Overwhelm.
Fly to them on broken wings. Even shattered
Back
hearts
to you.
mend in
We'll play
time.
this big sword on Tarek. We could have sequenced this a little bit better, but I think we're kind of at the game's over mode here. I guess we can play like Legion Drummer, Mountain Sojourners, and then play the big sword on Tarek. Okay.
Keep formation.
You're Tarek, the Protector.
Climb well, and good
Here's this
luck on
Blade
your
of the
journey.
Exile. You go on to Tarek.
Really just needed some tape to reassemble.
I guess we can just try and Sigil of Malice as our last card. So
Hands up
you,
now. For the lost.
and you.
Hold tight.
Never submit.
All the animations start happening. Where are we at? 22. So we just need the +1. All right. Face it. There you have it. Nice. Nice little trial. Nice little run. Not sure what these are called, trials or runs, but getting there. Pretty good. So yeah, I mean, this is one of these awkward ones, though. Whenever we talk about Riven, like for the most part, when we try to do like a build around strategy, there's just like not a whole lot of building around to do with Riven. We at least did take in on a strategy with Tarek to where you can do it, but I'm still not sure how I feel about myself whenever it comes to picking up the best defense thing and then like pickaxing a bunch of cheap units. It feels a little off theme to be doing that, but I guess at least like 2 or 3 times this trial we did play Riven's big sword onto Tarek and then Tarek the sword back onto Riven, and so as far as that goes, I think that we succeeded in pulling this off in a on theme fashion, if you will. So yeah, not a bad little trial otherwise. This is, again, like it's a theme and expedition, trying to pair Riven with Tarek to get these things going. It tends to be more of a Tarek build around an expedition, and you just play 3 Tareks and 1 Riven along with all of the reforges that you can find. But you know, that's kind of what we had in mind when we pieced this deck together, and it turned out pretty well. But, you know, that is going to do it for us today. You know, I hope you learned how to support your Rivens a little bit better. You learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.